Hello, I'm Rico Cavella. Welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guests and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive impact in the world. So before I introduce today's show and our expert guest, I have a quick question for you. If you've been wondering how well you are aging, I have the solution for you. You can go to my main website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, take our free aging assessment. And if you don't like the results, you can book a free call with me and we'll discuss what challenges you're having. And I'll give you some quick and easy solutions to get you going on the right track. So I'm really excited about today's episode. The title is Beyond Symptoms, How to Read and Restore the Body's Energy Terrain. And our expert guest is Dr. Adam Tice. He's a naturopathic physician, classical homeopath, and founder of Quantum Family Medicine, where he teaches terrain-based healing rooted in quantum biology, vitalism, and the biofield sciences. With over 15 years in clinical practice, he now leads a movement to restore true health by teaching patients and practitioners how to listen upstream, decode the body's energy terrain, and support coherence from the inside out. His Substack and upcoming course, Quantum Terrain Foundations, are redefining what it means to heal in the modern world. So good. So, Dr. Adam Tice, thanks so much for being here.
Hey Rico, this is amazing. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. This what you're offering is soon going to be the mainstream medicine.
hmm
No more this alternative. What natural healing and healing. The root cause is going to be mainstream medicine. So this is a
hmm
great message to get out to our audience. So let's just begin with talking about what you call terrain medicine and how it begins with vitalism. And so define what terrain medicine is and what is vitalism.
Right. Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah. There's nothing alternative about what we're doing. This is as old as the hills.
That's right.
And I think that's a good reminder, the terrain is the beginning. The terrain is the foundation, and vitalism is that foundation. Modern medicine, they got it. They have it all wrong. And I think that that's obvious to most people, at least a lot of the people that I talk to, that system's broken, everybody knows it. So vitalism starts with what is the natural foundation, and this is what the advanced biologies are teaching us. They're the ABC 1 2 3 genetics. That's not actually how it goes. What actually dictates how our genes open up and express, which is going to determine how healthy we are, how we age. That has to do with the epigenetic environment, which is the terrain. It is the environment in which your cells, your 30 trillion odd cells, are bathed and surrounded in. Means, what's the food you're eating,
Mhm,
what's the water you're drinking, what are the thoughts you're thinking,
mhm,
how is your body detoxifying. It's not rocket science. It's not, and it's not a mystical thing anymore. This is actually a very measurable thing. And I use what I call the terrain foundations to set the stage to either restore health, eliminate symptoms, and ultimately optimize, prevent, live longer, better quality of life, all those things. Everything begins with the terrain.
and the terrain is your internal environment.
It is the internal environment. It is the inside of you. It is, and it begins with digestion, but that's the terrain. It's the atmosphere. It's the environment. It's the internal state that your body is in. And then that's actually going to give the instructions to how your cells, how the genetics behave, how all the metabolic systems cooperate, and if they're optimized. That is all going to have to do with the terrain, which is the food that you're eating, the water that you're drinking, the body's ability to detoxify and cleanse, and what is the state of the nervous system. All of those things are in concert together. that's what I call terrain. And even a little bit bigger than that is, there's the physical terrain, there's the mental, emotional terrain, the
Mhm.
psychological terrain. All of these things, Rico, are what I consider terrain. And it trickles down. So that's why I like to work in those subtle levels, the subtle terrain, we could call it, which is the domain of mental, emotional, psychological, because that terrain is eventually going to filter down and drip down and crystallize in the physical system. So if we can work in some of those subtle layers of the terrain before it actually happens in the physical terrain, we can get some really good results.
Yeah, really well stated.
Mhm.
I just want to clarify for our audience who may not be familiar with what epigenetics is.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I think basically what it means is that our genes are not only affected, but they can be altered
Yes.
by our external environment. The stress, all the things in our external environment are affecting our genes.
100%, you got it. And I think the work of I think Bruce Lipton really brought a
Hmm.
lot of this out
Hmm.
into the
Hmm.
kind of the mainstream. I mean, and that's not new stuff. Biology belief, that's 20 plus years old now, right? But what he showed was the ABC genetics that they kind of taught us in school, that means like, oh, mom and dad had, diabetes or high blood pressure, or, you name it, that means that the individual is somehow predetermined and predestined and on a track, an inevitable track, to manifest those same tendencies, pathologies, blood sugar issues, hypertension, all those things. And what we're saying is that is not true. You can intervene at this epigenetic level. And that's just a fancy way to say the lifestyle that you lead actually affects how your genes, and if a disease is going to manifest, you can intervene at that level and alter that course by your lifestyle choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go on, I want to let our audience know that be sure and stay to the end because Dr. Tice has a great a gift for you. It's called the 5-day quantum terrain reset. It's all about how to restore your energy and calm your nervous system and begin the return to coherence. So be sure and stay tuned. We'll let you know how you can get a free copy of that. So talk a little bit about. I like how you say you can't heal your body if you don't know how to listen to it. So talk about how we need to listen to our body.
Sure. I think your body is talking to you all the time, and it's giving you these little whispers in the form of symptoms.
Mm.
And where modern medicine and where people get stuck, even in the realm of functional medicine, is they still get caught in chasing symptoms. The symptoms, and then they think if they squash that symptom either with a pharma or even with a supplement, which I call green allopathic medicine, that's still just squashing the messenger and shooing the messenger on along, where we need to be looking and listening to those symptoms. And these can be things, and on my side of it, on the clinician side of it, I'm getting, if sleep is disturbed, little minor aches and pains, little sometimes intuitive hits that people get, early on little micro symptoms like little hit and miss headaches, hit and miss stomach aches. These are all those signs and signals that your body is giving you. And we don't want to squash those or shoo those symptoms on. We want to double click on that and see what's one or two levels underneath that, where we can actually pay attention and honor that and work at that and actually fix that and address that at the root level. And you can get clues through your sleep, through little symptoms that come up. I can get symptoms through feeling people's pulses. You can see and sense things before they crystallize in the physical symptom, in the physical system. So you start to get these fragmentations in the biofield that start to give these symptoms as clues. And instead of squashing the symptom, we need to look and see if we can find out what's one or two levels underneath that. That's where we want to work at. And that's where you end up at is at the terrain level, fixing that, and not just squashing the symptom, but really, really addressing it and curing it where it doesn't even happen.
Yeah, again, so well stated. Yeah, so really, whenever we have a symptom, it's really a wake-up call. It's something to pay attention to. It's a wake-up call,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
remember the old thing we used to always say was that's kind of interesting is if you have a headache, it's not a lack of aspirin. It's causing you a
Yeah,
headache,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, exactly. That one of my mentors used to say something like that. It's like
yeah,
you don't have yeah, just like that. You don't have an aspirin deficiency,
yeah, yeah.
right? You don't have a pharma deficiency or something
Right,
like that. Yeah,
right.
it's a great way to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to pay attention to what's going on and realize, oh, hey, this is not something I'm going to be so unhappy about, but this is something I need
Right.
to pay attention to, and
Hmm.
that's how your body talks to you.
Yes.
So the next big thing I know it's been a big thing lately. Everybody is talking about the almost all dis-ease in the body begins in the gut. So, but I like what you say here. It's not just a gut issue; it's how you digest life. So
Hmm.
I really like that. Talk about that.
Yeah, I love this, and I found this to be true and very helpful just in clinical practice. Digestion, physical digestion, is command center. That's where all the inflammatory signals, all the hormones, neurotransmitters, all of that is happening in the gut. So that's the
Hmm.
first thing that we got to understand. So in the digestion and the microbiome, this is all highly, highly individualized. And so we eat food, and we have to make sure, and when I work with people, and this is the main thing, we have to work at the digestive layer to make sure that we are digesting. And what I mean by that is digesting, absorbing, assimilating, and eliminating properly the foods that we eat. So one of the things I do, I identify foods that people are not digesting that can hinder that system. Then, as that's happening, what we're also thinking about, and this is a biggie, because the nervous system and the autonomic nervous system and the that people get stuck in the fight or flight systems, and that has a lot to do with nervous system regulation, and that has a lot to do with how we're digesting life. So all the dramas, all the traumas, all
Hmm.
the stress, all that stuff, it's not about what happened to us in our life, because drama and trauma, it's guaranteed. Welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
It's but how we digest that and how that affects our energy, that is what we carry with us. And that is stored and remembered in the body and in the biofield and in the energy field. And that's what we carry with us. So what tools, what techniques, what strategies do we have to digest that physically and energetically, and then also simultaneously tending to the physical digestion, but this concept of not only digesting the food that we eat, but digesting life itself. Because again, if we don't digest life itself, all the dramas, all the traumas, all the ups and downs, the stresses, if you don't digest at that layer, it will eventually physically trickle down and manifest as a maldigestion at the physical level. So again, if it's happening at the physical level, there's probably something upstream in the mental, emotional, psycho-spiritual realms that's not digested fully. So I think it's wise that we go there and address that and mention that, because that's whole person fitness, whole person digestion, and it's more than just the physical layer.
Yeah, that's so good. I like the way of stating that it's not just we're digesting food, but we're digesting all the things that are coming to us, all of our experiences and all the
Hmm.
different things. And yeah, for quite a long time now, as you know, most people in the holistic healing field know that what manifests in our physical body begins in our mental emotional state, just as you said. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And again, this is not new. This is as old as the hills. The Ayurvedic sciences and some of the other sciences of
Hmm.
life, they've been teaching and preaching this for thousands of years. and it's made full circle. So it's time to talk about it and make it common knowledge again, and that's, I think, what we're doing here, having this conversation.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, how you
Mhm.
digest everything that you that you experience in your life, how you digest it. That's such a good way to put it. I like
Mhm.
that very much.
Mhm.
So I'm going to. I have a quick 60-second message, and when we come back, we're
Sure.
going to talk about your quantum terrain model and how you really help people to break down what's really going on and what are the hidden signs that actually appear before you even get ill. So
Mhm.
we'll be right back.
Now, in just 17 minutes, you can get and stay fit and look and feel your best for life. This will be a life-changing and life-saving experience for you. Yes, it's true. Scientific studies have shown the Fast Fit 17 system is the fastest way to achieve maximum results in the shortest amount of time. This is a true fitness breakthrough. This system was developed particularly for busy people over 40 who know they need and want to get into better shape and have more energy, but feel they don't have the time. Now, time is no longer an issue. We want everyone to take advantage of this fitness breakthrough. So, for a limited time, you can get the entire program for only $17. So don't miss out. Order now at fastfit17.com.
All right, we are back with Dr. Adam Tice. He's the founder of Family Medicine, and we're talking about terrain medicine. So, talk a little bit more now, really uh, about what really quantum terrain, what your quantum terrain model is.
Sure. So the terrain model, as we were talking about, has to do with the physical terrain, basically what's the internal metabolic environment. But what we now know, and what, again, it's not new, but we've known this for many years, and it's coming more to be the common knowledge. And this is the job that kind of I'm working toward, making this a foundation of what should be family medicine. It's what I call quantum family medicine. That's kind of the method that I've developed, and it's specifically the quantum terrain. You have to set the physical terrain and optimize the physical terrain, really, so that all the quantum healing can happen. Because if the body is um, not getting adequate sunlight, if you're inside all day in a cubicle, staring at a screen, eating processed food, that's not going to give the right signals to really optimize the nervous system to do the things. Really, what we want to do is unleash the tremendous capacity that the body has to heal itself and optimize itself. And if we can do, and those are quantum phenomena, so that's about uh, making sure that high quality sunlight is hitting the eyes. That's actually the
Mm,
first digestion that happens. These send deep signals into the biology and into the neurology of the person. And these kinds of things are nutrients. They are food, and that's what we mean, like quantum food, quantum terrain. It's light, it's water, it's sound, mantra, prayer, vibration. All of these things are foods that we should and can be eating to make the physical system work better. That's kind of the tip of the iceberg, and that's sort of what we're developing out, is sharing those tips and getting that information out to people so that they know that the body is not, you're not just, it's not just chemistry happening, it's not just predetermined genetics happening, that the body is always updating itself, always upgrading itself. And if we can change the inputs of light, sound, food, water, you can get dramatic shifts in the neurochemistry. And then, like, to ground that, what does that mean? It means better energy, better mood, better health, better sleep, better quality of life overall. But this is how we go about doing it, is tending to what we say, that like the full spectrum terrain of the human being. This is the quantum terrain.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, unfortunately, these days we've gotten away from where really most people have gotten disconnected from nature, and,
Hmm.
and all. In order to be healthy, we have to realize that we are all part of nature, and nature has all we need to offer. Has everything
Hmm.
we need to offer to be into ultimately healthy all the time.
Hmm.
I, one thing I like to do, like, is what's called earthing. Go walk on the
Yes,
barefoot. I try and do that every day. Walk on the beach, walk on the ground. Just be
absolutely.
connected to the natural flow of energy from Mother Earth.
Yeah, get plugged in.
Get plugged in.
Hmm.
Okay, well, go ahead and talk about your new thing that you're creating, the Quantum Terrain Foundation course. Talk a little bit about that.
So this is amazing, Rico. It's really the culmination of kind of 15 years in the clinic, working with people. These are the natural foundations. Again, like we're saying, it's like because the hidden signs of the terrain breakdown are those signals that we were talking about. It's like they're little whispers, the fatigue or the low energy, the burnout, the mood is a little off, symptoms start to appear. These are the signs that we start to see, okay, we got to do something. We got to start to shift. And the quantum terrain foundations is the information that we need to start to change the inputs that we're putting into the body so we can get a different output. If the output now is fatigue and burnout and headaches or digestive issues or even pathologies, diseases, and diagnosis, how do you fix that? You go to the quantum terrain level. So this is very again, based on ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge, old as the hills, and then clinical experience. From my experience, 15 years in the clinic as a naturopathic family medicine doc, working with people, mostly complex chronic diseases, family medicine. I've seen what actually moves the needle and gets people better. And that's what I have distilled down and baked that into the Quantum Terrain Foundation's material. And that's what we're going to be sharing with people. And it's the first time that I've actually put all this together in the format, because the name of the game for me now is educate and propagate and get this information out instead of working, closely one-on-one with a handful of people. I really am pivoting. I still do see one-on-one clients, but really pivoting, doing the teaching and the preaching really on Substack, and then releasing this quantum terrain foundations. It's really giving people the roadmap and the checklist that they need to create health, boost their energy, boost their mood, eliminate symptoms, feel better, live longer, live better, all these kinds of things that everybody wants, and they're not quite sure how to get there. This is the cheat sheet. It's the roadmap. It's how you do it.
That's so good. Yeah, thank you for that. I
Mhm.
really appreciate what
Sure.
you're offering. It's just like I said, just what you just mentioned. Just why I said it. That's the goal of our Fearless Agent show, to
Hmm.
inspire and educate and empower people to live a much healthier life, because
Hmm.
that's what we need to create a better, healthy, prosperous world for all of us. Well,
Hmm.
before we run out of time, we still got only about a couple of minutes left. So uh, uh, I want to let people know that you can go to your main website. Just it's dradamtice.com. Is that
Hmm.
the and we'll put that address in the show
Yep.
notes. Yeah. So,
Yep.
I highly encourage you to go to dradamtice.com and get a free copy of his 5-day quantum terrain reset, and then also see all of the other information he has there. And maybe you might want to book a consultation with him. You might need to get some help from him as well. So I highly recommend you do that. So in just about the minute we have left, what would you say the top couple of things that people should start changing their mindset or start doing right now to begin a true healing process?
I think the main things, this is like wonderful ground level stuff. I think the main thing that people can do is some of the things that we've mentioned today. Get outside first thing in the morning, let the sunlight hit your eyes.
Hmm.
Get your bare feet on the ground. If you live near a body of water, go get a full dip. That's the best way to get grounded. begin to tidy up your diet and start to mineralize the body so that you can actually run more energy through the body, and you can turn your brain on and allow this information to actually activate and, like I say, unleash the quantum innate intelligence that's in the body, the real simple inputs, the quantum foundations, natural foundations. Tidy up the diet, stop eating sugar, eat real food, eat more
Yeah.
protein, get grounded, get the first morning sunlight.
So good, Dr. Tice. Thank you so much. We're
Mhm.
almost out of time. That was so good. I really appreciate what you're offering. I highly recommend you go and check him out. And so, thanks for being here. If you like today's show, tell your fans about the Fearless Aging TV show. And be well.